Okay, Jazakumullah khair. So just so you guys know, inshallah, this is not in any alphabetical order or specific order whatsoever. Inshallah, on behalf of myself and Sheikh Amr and all your teachers, we're here to celebrate your great successes. And I'd firstly like to congratulate you guys one by one. Again, I do apologize about the pronunciation of names. It just goes to show, mashallah, that Quran pronunciation right now or recitation is not a specifically Arab dedicated endeavor, which is, mashallah, as per what Sheikh Ahmed said. And this is, mashallah, reflected in the number and the quality of students we've seen, which is quite impressive, mashallah. I'll start off, inshallah. We have, mashallah, for the graduates, we have Sister Haja Al Ansi. We have, mashallah, Sister Khansa Al Bashir. We have Sister Farhana Haq. We've got Sister Iman Zalat. We've got Sister Fatima Sagaf. We have Sister Amira Salim. We have Sister Rima Sagaf. We have Sister Arifa Afzal. We have Sister Ruqayya Al Nasiri. We have Sister Ulfa Digil. We have Brother Muhammad Harrison Skandar. We've got Sister Nagam. Sorry, I apologize for pronouncing your last name. Azul, is it? We have Sister Wa'ad Sayyid, Sister Halima Siddiqui, Brother Muhammad. Apologies, Amir. I'll just say Muhammad Amir if it makes it easier. And then we have Brother Luqman Jani. And these certificates you'll be getting, inshallah, in an electronic copy. They're certified certificates and they come with unique IDs. Do hold on to them. This is to say that there are those people that have passed the course that managed to explain the rules to read as per standards, are certified national teachers as per our national standards that we set. In terms of what the standard is and what we were measuring this against, this is basically measured against an ijaza level reciter. So let me give you guys an example. We used a combination of metrics here. We used the recitation component, and we also used the theory component. What is unique about the theory component is that it was a pass-fail criteria, which means it was a 75% minimum for theory. The reason why we chose that number is that I have taken all your feedback into account. I do understand to some people language can be a barrier, but then you've got two issues to worry about. If you truly came here for the sake of da'wah, then by all means pick up the language of the people. And that is basically not instructions for me. This is as what Allah said, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ. I can definitely tell you from my Arab heritage that comes from Yemen, from Dar Matar or Al-Matary, that the Yemenis had a strong connection with Southeast Asia, and they would have not been able to get the biggest Muslim population on earth had it not been for the language barrier. If you are here purely for da'wah, as the hadith states, and if you struggle, then, so be it. You actually have more ajr. But supposedly language is an issue. We also have statistics to prove that we have explained matters as simply as possible, both in Arabic and English. Yes, I do acknowledge there's room for improvement, but at the end of the day, even if you didn't meet, let's just say your marks dropped by 10%, because statistically we have calculated this based on your cultural background. Say if you came fresh out of Syria, Middle East, or Egypt, then technically speaking, you still be able to meet the 75% requirement, which leaves us with the obvious question, is that why is it 75%? Well, it takes into account the linguistic factors. It takes into account the stress factors. It also takes into account other things as well. As we said earlier, you might not be having a good day. And even the best of Hafaz will not know the theory. So that's why we made it a pass-fail criteria. Because quite frankly, if it's down for ijaza with a full unrestricted license, like I've personally gone through, Sheikh Radiya as well, Sheikh Amr, and how it's traditionally done, you will be expected to know 100%. Period. You will be stopped. You will be asked a lot of questions. And if the person has any doubts, he might get you to repeat parts of the Quran. So when you think about it, getting good or very good is basically a really good gold standard. Same thing likewise. my expectation is if I get a Ijazah certified teacher under me personally, is that by the time I finish with them, they'll be able to at least get their students onto the Quran after teaching 15 pages of Qaida. That is my personal gold standard. But again, different people have different standards. But like I said, that is the golden standard we have used. Your sisters have been quite, especially in the sisters and the brothers marking side of things, they were quite strict. As you can see, alhamdulillah, reason being is, mashallah, a lot of you had that enthusiasm. And mashallah, you've grown as a result. Mashallah, we've got an average improvement of about 11% nationally. Some students, mashallah, improved by 20%. And from the list I've mentioned, I'd like to make special mentions. And I'm going to single these students out based on our numbers. We have the number one top achiever on the sister side is Sister Ruqayya. MashaAllah, she's currently enrolled in the Ijazah program, and she basically got the highest mark on the sister section. From the brother side, this was Brother Fahd, and he gets a special mention, MashaAllah, because he will be joining the program later on for the next intake, and MashaAllah, he got the highest marks among the brothers. As far as most improved, again, this goes on the brother side, this goes to Brother Fahd, MashaAllah. Pressed us on every single platform, whether it was theory or whether it was practical. And for the most improved, we have, mashallah, Sister Wa'ad. Mashallah, statistically, compared to the first test, she improved, mashallah, by a factor of 37 to 40%. So, mashallah, whatever has happened, this is what we are here for. We're not here for the specific gradings and whatnot. As far as Sheikh Amr or the Mujizin are concerned, we're more worried about your isnad. Come to us, mashallah, teach, come to us, but also get your isnad as well, get your full ijazah. And alhamdulillah, at least now you can rest assured by knowing your journey might be slightly over. However, we have, alhamdulillah, at least honored Shaykhna Hafs and Shaykhna Asim as per the Jazari, as per Al-Shatibi. As Imam Al-Shatibi, mashallah, said, وبالكوفة الغراء منهم ثلاثة أذاعوا فقد ضاعت شذا وقرنفلا فأما أبو بكر وعاصم اسمه فشعبة راويه المبرز أفضل وذاك ابن عياش أبو بكر الرضا وحفص وبالإتقان كان مفضلا وحفص وبالإتقان كان مفضل. Out of the 20 rawis, Hafs has the dedicated portion of talking about his excellency when it came to pronunciation, articulation of the letters. MashaAllah, his brother that studied with him, Shu'bah, stayed with him and even read the Quran 3 times on Asim just to make sure. And as you know, all of these people were Hafaz. And we're not here about Hifz, Sheikh Hamis. MashaAllah, you've got Salim, Mawla Abu Hudayfa. SubhanAllah, Mawla Abu Hudayfa, he basically said, Sahabi Salim, that when a Sahabi used to memorize Surah Al-Baqarah, he grew big in eyes. Like they used to go, imagine going, wow, this person memorized Surah Al-Baqarah. Because mashallah, these people didn't just memorize it to impress people or to get a job at a local Islamic center. These people lived by it. And I'm telling you, based on my humble experience, you're not here, and I might have tricked all of you, to be honest. This is coming from me personally. Whilst we are here to recite Quran and Tajweed, some of us will get jobs out of it. I've got no issues. You've earned the title to be a teacher. But most importantly is to actually bring you closer to Allah in terms of khushu'. That's what we are here for. And there is nothing closer than actually trying to actually read exactly as it was revealed on Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So just put that as food for thought. Lastly, I'll finish off with a few bullet points, and this is exactly from the Shatibiyyah. Now, I do understand in today's day and age, especially a lot of people are overstretched and under-resourced. I hear complaints on a regular basis. I'm not here specifically to graduate you as teachers, but also to support you as much as I can as a national coordinator, whether it's inter-masjid activities, South North Ireland specific programs or regional programs, heck, even advice when it comes to actually competing nationally. I have competed nationally, internationally, alhamdulillah, and I'm more than happy to test you that standard and bring up yourself and your school to that. And, you know, we do all of this, mashallah, as volunteers. And yes, it can be extremely painful. You are not being supported. Those around you are making your life difficult. And this is part of the teaching experience. You are not teaching for these people, period. Yes, it would be good to get financial support. I've heard this whole thing about money. Let's just be perfectly clear. MashaAllah, you got Imam Hamza bin Habib Zayyat, as his name entitles, as Zayyat. He was an oil merchant. That was his job. He sold oil for a living. You've got Qunbur. Qunbur was said he did definitely had a full-time job. One job saying specifically he was a head of police or police minister, let's just say, for Mecca. You've got, mashallah, Ibn Amr. Ibn Amr, mashallah, was the senior judge in Sham, and also he was in charge of an entire battalion of volunteers, meaning at that time in the Khilafah, when they called for service or, the draft, he'd come in and he'd be the commanding officer. We're talking well over 1,000 people. So these guys had lives like we did. And yet, mashallah, they still managed. The trick about managing Quran memorization and revisation and being a muqri and having a full-time job and being either a husband or a loving wife or having kids is not about how much you need, it's how you manage your time. And quite frankly, I did not see this any better in my entire life than the guys in Gaza. For me personally, one of the biggest and proudest achievements in my personal life is to have a piece of paper with my name on it on a hard drive that is either blown to bits or is in the rubble in Gaza al-Quran wa Sunnah as we speak. This is to show at the end of the day, whatever happens, the hard drive will be gone, the masajid will be gone. Heck, we already had masajid closed down in New Zealand. But what will remain is going to be the Quran, and it's going to be you guys at the front line. You guys are, mashallah, the biggest asset that we've had. And I can say this on behalf of Sheikh Amr. We used to sit down for decades, maybe getting 2 or 3 people per class. And some of you guys have been my classmates as well, can testify to this. And at the end of the day, you are here for Allah purely. All I ask of you, mashallah, is to keep renewing your intention, because it's going to keep changing. You renew it for the better. If, mashallah, you've just got, mashallah, this is a fiqh, by all means, start studying other arts, like Arabic. Understand what's that you recite. That's how you can fall in love into it. That's what I want you to do. I want you to fall in love with it. If you don't know it, memorize it. If you've memorized it, sit your ijazah. If you set down your ijazah, repeat your ijazah like Sheikh Amr and I have, and keep going until you study the other qira'at. Because as Imam Shatibi said, وَتَرْتَادُهُ يَزْدَادُ فِيهِ تَجَمُّلًا. Apart from that, I'll finish off, inshallah, with what Imam Shatibi said in Muqaddimah. It'll be my honor to actually recite the last line of this, because Sheikh Amr told me personally not to teach you guys even the poems. And he said, Billah alayk, basically take it easy with them and don't even get into the detail of the poems. What, mashallah, you folks have demonstrated to us is you have exceeded our expectations. Not just in your recitations, mashallah, but in terms of the amount of theory you can handle. We're going past the poems now. We're talking about different styles of house. We're getting into the nitty-gritty details. And this could not have been done unless with dua. And alhamdulillah, Allah has accepted by our prayers. And not just our prayers, but the prayers of Imam Shatibi. وَبِاللَّهِ حَوْلِي وَاعْتِصَامِي وَقُوَّتِي وَمَا لِيَ إِلَّا سِتْرُهُ مُتَجَلِّلًا فَيَا رَبِّ أَنْتَ اللَّهُ حَسْبِي وَعُدَّتِي عَلَيْكَ اعْتِمَادِي ضَارِعًا مُتَوَكِّلًا. He said this 900 years ago with a permanent disability, which is blindness, yet he's memorized the entire Quran in all its riwayat and turuq, as we know from the Tariqa Shatibiyyah that we've currently done. And he did that all the way in Spain. And alhamdulillah, we've had the honor and the privilege of teaching that 900 years later in the other corner of the earth over in New Zealand. So I would like to personally thank all of you for helping us in this initiative. We could have not done it without you guys. I definitely like to thank your teachers. Special mentions here. We're talking Sheikha Fatima, Sheikha Radiyya. You've definitely taken it on with the sister side, particularly Sister Naba with running the theory program. We've got Sister Waqayya, mashallah, with being patient with the students and helping boost their level. We're talking, mashallah, about the sisters, mashallah. Now, at the time of starting this halaqah, we've started the equivalent of 7 halaqat across New Zealand in different cities. This is not shout out to the sisters over in Dunedin. You guys did a wonderful job. 3 halaqat in less than 6 months. Shout out to Christchurch. Shout out to Wellington. Shout out to Auckland. You guys are on the front line. If you're fighting on the front line, yes, it's good to ask for backup, but always keep your eyes moving forward. Never move backwards. And a person that has a Quran in their chest, it's not befitting of them to turn around like that. And I'll leave you with that, inshallah. وجزاكم الله خيرا. والسلام.